Hello everyone, this is the Fire here, presenting you guys a new online commentary battle for Napoleon Total War. This is a 2v2 on the not grassy flatlands, pyramids map. My partner right here is one of my new friends I met up with on Steam, and his name is Huntsman Hand 2's, a very good player and Huntsman. And then our opponents are Brandon TC22, and over here is France is Hotshot with a few numbers and whatnot. And so let me fast forward. In this battle, we're gonna really concentrate on positioning your units that are very valuable to your army, and how to use them, and a few other concepts for this match. So and one of them is about to show right now. See how our Huntsman Han, or we're just gonna call him Huntsman for now, is charging his artillery, which is only guarded by 2 foot guard units, and that are not even rushing to try to save their artillery. They're just sort of lining up, walking slow. And then he's going to be able to wipe out his artillery. Well, not wipe out, but do a lot of damage, seeing that these guys are not in a good position whatsoever. So good job on my Huntsman's partner's job for charging this guy. And he's going to fire off a few grape shots and whatnot. But I think he just wanted to destroy the artillery. That's what you really want to do in a match like this. When you have a hill like this and your opponent has 3 howitzers, if you go on the hill, you're going to get blasted. So one valuable thing to this guy is probably his artillery. As you can see, the more cannons he wipes out, the better. So that guy's just going to leave his, he's just going to leave this big blob there, and Huntsman is going to take the advantage to try to attack him again. And seeing my guy right here, he has a little advantage. He has 3 6-pound horse artillery. Now I'm not sure if anyone's addressed this or not, but only 3 cannons have been used out of the 4 for each one of them. I think that's been a problem in this game for a long time, or it's just a defect that you have for using horse artillery. So my partner, Huntsman Hantus, has definitely hit his art fairly well, and actually brought some casualties to some of his units over here. So let's get away from there. And we're just he's just attacking the hill now, seeing that he has an artillery advantage. He's going to pull his howitzer up and pull back his foot artillery and reposition them. So the main focus of my army is my cav. I've brought 3 mountain Nizam and 4 Sifi cav, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Somewhere around there. And anyway, my guy only has 2 cav to protect his very valuable cannons. So basically we're concentrating over here for now. Basically we're just repositioning. And I am actually firing my artillery at it, trying to hit his general. The great thing about foot artillery is you want to do in a match, you can fire out of their range. Like, I think my artillery back there could only fire up to like right here. But as you can see, you can pretty hit him basically from far away. Especially on a slant like this, the regular shells will go flying. Like, he could probably hit me if I was right there. And my opponent's actually going to see that in a second. So let's speed this up. This is only repositioning for quite part of this match, because I didn't really want to attack uphill, because as you see, there's this huge slant going down and that valley. I could have brought my artillery up so they were in range, but if I was probably to bring them right here, because I don't want them firing from a valley, because it's sort of hard to fire up for foot artillery. That's what we have howitzers for. So Husband Hand 2's has brought his horse artillery over here fairly quickly. He's getting fired at by the howitzers. sorry if you're being so quiet. Nothing's really going on at the moment. This was a fairly slow battle. I mean, it took a while, but we really got him. These guys pretty good. These were good players, and actually met Huntsman Hand 2s. I know I'm saying that name wrong. I'm sorry if you're watching, because I know you're going to be watching this video. I'm saying your name wrong. You gotta tell me how to pronounce it later. We've actually did a few battles together, but the guys quit fairly quickly. And so this guy is going to move up, leaving his stakes there and whatnot. And seeing that I have a range of 125, I'm going to try to get out of this valley real quick and take to these slopes so I can actually get some shots off if this guy tries to attack me.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
I don't think he is. Oh, wait. Oof, poor fella. This guy made a good decision and started trying to fire at my general. And I'm going to start trying to go around him over here with my cav, seeing that he has a chasseur in the flank, which is never a good idea. Light infantry unprotected by line infantry gets destroyed by cav normally, but he has an old guard right there to support, which is perfectly fine by me. And I wanted to get the concept of using your terrain very well in this battle too. If you can see my guy, yeah, he has artillery up here and he's firing at me. But this is getting off topic, but he's not really firing at the right thing. You see, I have one artillery, and if he hasn't noticed, it's not really hitting any of his guys at the moment. Like my artillery shells flying, missing him like crazy because he's so much of a slanted uphill advantage. And I have these clumps of horses right here and right there and even right there that he could be hitting, because these are the most valuable units in my army right now. And also he's using his hill advantage by camping very well, but a really big mistake he made was keeping militia flank. You know, I know some players do this, but it is not a very wise thing to do, seeing that I could just rush my cav through and getting a huge positional advantage on him, which would be meaning we have the same number of units, about the same quality, except I have more cav, and just like chess, depending on how we use those units, you will win the match, and using them this way will not win you the match. So Brennan's gonna do a good move here and try to make sure this flank doesn't move to flank him. But then again, he makes the mistake of letting my Huntsman friend charge his artillery, with really out any thing stopping him from doing that. But he has horses right there trying to help, but that's not really going to help since they totally avoided them on the charge. He's just going straight down the line. And seeing that I was talking about what units you should be attacking and what units you should be worrying about, is this guy totally let me go around his lines, and he hasn't even been noticing. So I'm gonna rush these Mountain Nizam credits up here to shoot at his shooter cap from behind. And since he has a huge artillery advantage over me, and when you're trying to concentrate on using a huge advantage over your opponent, you want to make sure you keep that advantage, or else you're basically gonna lose, because when you have advantages in a battle, you only have a few advantages. And mine in this battle was cav, and his was artillery, and he should have definitely destroyed my cav, but he decided to try to hit my one artillery unit. So I'm gonna get a good charge and firing at this guy from behind, as you can see, and I'm gonna try to kill his general staff. I like how these guys reload while they're like running horses. It's a really neat thing. But he finally noticed that I charged him, and he's gonna notice this a little bit. Never mind, he didn't notice. I thought he was gonna try to pull his lights back, but anyway, he sees that I am doing what I'm doing with this cav, and it's gonna try to pull him over here. But it's too late, and I've got at his artillery. So not a great positioning for guarding his artillery, and that was the most valuable asset of both our opponent's armies. As you could tell, they did not use their positioning well at all. Well, he actually did. It was on hill, but it wasn't the point. He didn't use this open flank, and he didn't watch what was going around his army. That's the other thing to worry about. Always check the mini-map. Make sure you'll see red triangles over here going around.
Our men are running, sir.
But anyway, he decided to bring some Voltigieros up to try to bring on my Nazam credit rifles, and that didn't seem to work, so he's going to try to bring his militia up. And they're actually doing a fairly good job. I didn't know these guys were militia for a while. I didn't check. And as you can see, his artillery is about massacred. So we've gotten rid of both of our opponent's advantages.
Our men are running,
Besides
sir.
Britain having better lights than France, they got rid of all their artillery, which leaves my Huntsman friend with 3 artillery, forcing this guy to attack. And forcing this guy to attack, seeing that I actually have the artillery advantage right now, which I did not plan on having throughout the battle. And so I see that this guy has only militia here, so I'm going to charge with my cav through. And also, this guy decides to attack, but he leaves valuable assets in the open. Over here is Chasseurs and Old Guard, which I can totally destroy with my cav. And I finally broke through his line over here. And my guy is now going to pay the consequences for not having any support for his militia. And he's going to lose a whole flank. And as you can see, my artillery is finally actually hitting his general. And Brennan's going to finally start attacking, but the stakes really help, and he's not really getting any shots off at him. Ooh, look at that. Shogun naval and siege battles. I think I've already seen that on YouTube like 1,000 times. But anyway, this guy, as I was warning you about not leaving lights on the flank, that's what happened. I got the free charge on him with my CV cav, and got a really good shot at his Chasseurs. But his Old Guard, I think that's a square. I don't know. So basically, this guy let me on his flank, let me go around. It totally got rid of any advantages on the hill he had, because now that I have this huge flank on him, the hill's not going to really matter if I wrap around this way. So let's get an overview of what's going on. Oops. Okay, so we have me sort of hitting my guy with my light infantry, since he doesn't really have any lights. I'm just running around with my cav and getting him. Moving up at this flank currently to engage the rest of his militia, and he's letting me get awesome free shots on his lines. Well, some of the line at least. And I've moved the line infantry. Let me slow this down. Over here to engage these Old Guard, which are in a blob at the moment. They let me even cat charge them from behind. And that brings to my point earlier. If you're gonna try to use advantage like Old Guard artillery or anything, you want to make sure that advantage stays there. And this guy really didn't pay attention to him having Old Guard advantage. He could have easily wiped out this line with proper use of the line and cav. So Brennan has decided to move over some units over here to try to support the French flank, which is totally crushed. And our Huntsman guy has finally got to his opponent's artillery and is starting to sort of encircle him, as we can see here. Sort of encircling this guy because he has a really weak flank over here. So let's get back to the bottom over here so we can see what's going on.
We have killed their general, sir.
Ooh.
Now they must break.
Artillery shot killed the general, which this guy really didn't need to happen if he planned on winning from this moment on, actually. So bad thing happened over here. This guy formed square with his Old Guard, actually, and got him into a big blob, but I had shooter cav. And a great tactic that you can do with shooter cav is fake charge your opponent as they're going to square volley off. It kills a lot of guys. So if you ever want to use shooter cav pretty well, I think you do that. So this guy is making a mistake over here and moving his lines in between his lines. This line's not even facing the right way, actually. So these little mistakes is actually just going to destroy his middle. And he's leaving his chasseurs unguarded again. And so Britain is going to try to break through the French line and their stakes. And I'm going to support with my Sifi cav. I'm going to charge in their backs. Actually, maybe. Yeah, okay, I get that charge in. So I'm just going to hit these guys, lessen their morale down, make sure they can't cut through to flank me. And we're just going to watch the battle from up here, because it's self-explanatory from the rest on. Let's see here. That's a better view right there. So I'll give you guys a little commentary as what's going on. This my husband friend is now flanking this guy over here. Even though he has foot guards, he is not doing so well, because actually over here is a hill, and we get these British guys gone. Excuse me. And this guy's gonna come and finish off the remainder of Britain, and I'm gonna bring a cav unit in, try to hit his general. And this guy is just being wrapped up basically. His units are very weak over here. And my guy sees no other option than to attack. I mean, this Hussman guy, he was very good at dealing with his opponent's artillery and whatnot. Did a really good job at getting rid of any advantages his opponent had and turned the tide against him. And so over here, I'm just going to start surrounding my guy and cav charging his flank over here, which consists of National Guard. Like I said, that militia flank would get destroyed eventually. And the British guy is finally gone.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
I'm pretty sure that was the British general dying. And so my guy is trying to make a last stand melee charge, but he's going to get caught in a choke point over here. And then I'll be surrounding my guy with the rest of this line infantry, and that will resolve in the end of the battle by cav charging from behind. I get this guy pretty much in a huge choke point, and cav coming from each side.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
So that is the end of the battle. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for my new Hutsman friend for playing with me so much. We had some really good battles, and you are a very good player. I hope to play with you sometime soon. And here are the stats. You can look at those. If you're not subscribed, subscribe already, please. That'd be helpful. And I'll see you guys in my next vid. Thanks.